Welcome back. You're now tuned into the other side of sports. It's your host, Laws in the building. Uh, Aaron. Now, so what did you just say?
No, I can't repeat that.
Space Jams?
No, a real live stalker.
No, hold on. Has anybody? So you had how many stalkers have you had up to this point, though?
I used to think I had stalkers until I had a real stalker.
This youngin took the cake.
The cake.
This the joint. What was that movie with Martin and what's her name?
Oh, was it Thin Line
Thin
Between
Line
Love
Between
and Hate?
Love and Hate. Yeah, dog. It's one of them type joints.
Dog. Out of control. Like out of control.
Dog. So what? Hold on. What classifies a stalker? This joint is finding. She's contacting you outside of conventional means.
I blocked at least 10 different numbers and she found another number to call from in the
So
text.
she on Google number joint. She getting the Google numbers and just.
Oh, I said, yeah, this is harassment. She said, call the cops then.
You can't. You can't.
You know I ain't calling no police, but dog, it's outrageous.
No, so first of all, that's the backdoor joint because they know Bama's not gonna call the police. What you gonna say? Dog, matter of fact, nah, screw that. I'm calling, dog. I'm calling, dog.
No, her brain got to be studied like AB. She got CTE. This joint is guaranteed CTE, though. I never seen nothing like.
Hold on, has she showed up at your house unannounced? Well, she
Nah,
probably
she live in a different state, so yeah, you know. I mean, you
Sure.
can find that kind of stuff, but
Can you? You wouldn't be there anyway. Dog, what you gonna do, dog? This joint been ongoing how long?
like a year, but it getting
Right.
worse. It's getting worse.
Dog, so Slim need to be in burrito suit uptown somewhere. With her
Dog, in a
hands forward.
cage. Yes.
Dog, so how's she out here functioning in the streets?
I don't know. It wasn't no signs.
Come on, dog. There's always a sign, Aaron.
No, it was no signs. This young
Now,
listen. This young saw me one weekend in her entire life.
you took her to ecstasy one weekend and she can't get back on track.
CTE. Dog, 30 calls in
30
in 5 minutes.
911 emergency. We got a problem, Slim. Dog, you got it. And I mean, you blocking the joint, but
right. But then now you could just come up with a different Google Voice number. They got different apps.
Yeah.
The youngin got unlimited numbers. Dog, she big burner accounts and be trying to slide in my DMs from other youngins or fake youngins drink with verified. Dog, it's crazy. It's sugar like an evil genius.
No, why she can't just use her powers for good? Well, I mean, besides her being crazy, what's wrong with the drink?
She had attitude. You know, I don't really do the attitude thing.
No, they all do.
I gave her, and they all go bye-bye. Like, I gave her one. I said, I don't do the attitude thing. She thought she was entitled to have attitude, so I went on about my business. Then it turned into the movie. You remember that movie, Misery?
Dog, yeah, she had Batman in the cabin when she took that sledgehammer out, Beth Midler or whatever the drink was, and went and cracked my Bama's ankle. He couldn't walk. Bama was bedridden for six months in that joint. Then he had to smack her with the typewriter joint, hit her across the wing with the typewriter. That joint was serious, bro. That's the kind of joint you was talking to.
Dog.
I read all your books.
She gotta be institutionalized.
Dog,
like full cuckoo.
Gotta get out of there, dog. Young, dog. First of all, this drink, if the youngin been stalking you for a year and the drink getting progressively worse, dog, bro, this drink, you might be in danger, bro.
No, if she was local, I would feel like I would have to do something.
Restraining order?
That's what I was joking. I was like, y'all have to get a restraining order on this shit.
Order, I don't even like.
It ain't no good till after the fact. This youngin from the ID channel, though.
Yeah, dog. That drink, yeah. You better be careful, bro. You better put the little mirror underneath your whip before you go places. All like,
You gonna do me like Diddy?
yo, hey,
Try to
yo,
blow up the whip.
hey, dog, Slim sound crazy, dog. First of all, that Bama Diddy was OC, dog. This Bama was a modern day menace. He had money. He was dog. The stuff they said this Bama was doing, dog. Bama went on, ran up on Kid Cudi's house, was in his house before he was dead. Bama got access. I'm like, dog, what?
No,
Then
when you
he
got bread,
extorted
you
the
do whatever you
family.
want.
Dog, the Bama made the family pay for him cheating.
That's
Her
crazy.
cheating.
Bama made him take a HELOC out and sent him 20K, and he held on to the dream for a couple
That
weeks.
Bama did a
Until she
HELOC.
started acting right, then he sent the bread back. Oh wow,
Yo,
there's some nut jobs on this planet though.
bro, this Bama was a menace, bro. Said the Bama was just orchestrating freak off after freak off type joints. I mean,
Hiring Bama's called a Punisher to come smash off his jacket while he watch.
hey, stop it, dog. They gotta stop. This bad.
You
Yeah.
know, Cameron and Mace had him on the show. The Punisher, the interview in the Bama. It was
What?
like the day of yesterday. I swear.
No,
Them
stop it.
Bama's
Yeah.
wild though.
Yeah, you gotta. If nothing else, dog, this Bama just need to be locked up. Just to, or at least if you ain't gonna lock him up, just take
Deport him.
all his bread away.
Send him to
Yeah,
El Salvador.
yeah. Like I just the Bama just no good for society, dog. Like I don't know if he
Calling himself Brother Love. Out
Cassie
here
was kind of
terrorizing.
she had
She was
some
with the
issues
business
herself.
too.
Yeah, she had some issues herself because she was freaking off. She got a boyfriend, and that Bama just like I'm just like, come on, bro. She was going back to him and stuff. And granted, I know there's a whole psychological like manipulation that go into it. That people you talk about Stockholm syndrome and all this type of stuff. People just get in love with their abusers and all like that. I get it. He was fun in the lifestyle, and people get accustomed to being associated with the power and just all of that, dog. I mean, I'm sure that's like a drug too. And people will say like drugs are addictions, and people can be addictions. Whether bad or good or whatever, right? Both of them was messed up, but dog, yeah, the stories the Bama's is telling about this Bama, the diddler, that Bama was out of control, bro. And I'm sure, honestly, I mean, they can say what they want. I'm sure there's other people doing way more wild stuff than that Bama been doing.
They not dark enough for the news cycle though.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, like he just a cog in the wheel, really. You really think about it, but we're gonna let that be what that's gonna be. But this Bama was out here wilding, bro. He was wilding. Yeah. So I mean that joint crazy. And other situations of marital infidelity and funny business, Papoose and Remy, that whole joint is that joint wild, bro. I get apparently Papoose caught Remy cheating with a battle rapper. So I follow the battle rap scene heavy. So I know all about the joint.
That's
This
the
joint
Bama
been
that was in the Will Smith joint playing the
yeah. Easy to block captain.
said
Yeah.
Papoose put that Bama to sleep. No.
No, yeah, Papoose knocked him out, dog. But the thing is though, this joint, so the battle rap world knew this joint was going on for the longest. Like they knew the joint was going on. But the Bama, like I don't know if my youngin was out here creeping like that. If I could just kids will make you do stuff you probably generally wouldn't do. Because now that I got like my daughter in my life, like there's stuff that I probably would tolerate that I probably wouldn't if I was just single, because I just know like when you have a kid, the bond, like it's different, bro. Like, yeah, it's just different. Like the other
It
day, we
should be
can't.
different.
You said what?
It should be different.
It should. But like now, like my daughter has become so accustomed to like the unit being like together that like if there's any little bit of friction, like you can just see it impact her. Like the other day, we was driving in the car, we coming home, we get to the house, we park the car. It was a long day. I was so tired, dog. I'm like, park the car. Hardly she get out of her seat in the back. She come up. to the front seat like this and put her arms around both of us. And she's like, I love you guys. I'm like, no, it's like you can't that joint, that bond right there, you just don't want to like mess that up. You know what I'm saying? Just like, but what they going through is a whole like that joint was messy, bro. But what is like
It's the public eye, though. People always feel like they gotta kind of spin a narrative and control what other people think, and it's just unfortunate because, like you said, I think they do got a kid together, don't
Mhm.
they? And they married, and they at one point when they was on Love and Hip Hop, Bam was acting like they were the epitome of black love and all this other kind of stuff. Like he was the best dude ever. She went to jail. He was by her side for what was it, like 70, whatever the case was. But
Yeah.
then she get back on the streets and get back on the streets, and
And get back on her
stuff is
feet.
different. So it's like it's just unfortunate to see people who supposedly close at one point have to get to this point in the public eye because you're trying to prove stuff to people who don't give a f about you either way.
Yeah.
They don't
Joint
care
is
about
just
your
bad.
kid, none of that stuff. But you trying to prove
Once
stuff
I
to them.
saw the Bama on live, dog, I was like, bro, you gotta get off this joint. Cause that's another thing too. Like the internet is forever, bro. So you get on that joint talking crazy, even if your child doesn't like understand at that moment in time, like 15 years from now, they can go back and look and like just hear they just airing all their grievances out online to the people. And I think like Papoose, I mean, shout out to him. I think he worked really hard to like not be in the public spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Just try like just live his life and do his thing. But I felt like he needed to defend himself. And when you in that position, it's just like, dog, it does you no good. I mean, people already knew you was a stand-up dude for sticking around and not like, you could have been out here and talking and you just been kind of keeping it like behind the scenes and just chilling. But when you went that route, it just like you just became everything you don't want to become, dog. It's like it got to you.
And it's also for me, it's also reflects his poor decision making. Because if a youngin got a kid and she more worried about what people think, so she's shooting other youngins instead of being a mother to her child and going to jail for 7 years. Why would you go and marry that joint after the fact? You know what I mean? Like this is younger you need to get away from. You got to get out of jail free card because this
Yeah,
youngin make terrible decisions and choose things
terrible.
over being a mother and a wife and all that other
I
stuff.
mean, but it's the thing though, Aaron. You ain't never been in love though.
Dog, the Bama was rich. The Bama was a celebrity. He could have chose
No,
anything.
it don't matter,
He
dog.
with
When the love,
Remy.
dog, I was with a drink that was just out here running the streets when I was in love, dog. D tried to warn
You
me, and
was
I just
20. This
that.
Bama, this
But
Bama older than us.
he been with her his whole life, though, dog. He been with her since he was young, like in his 20s, bro.
Dog, okay, so if this was somebody in our group chat, would you not be clowning like, dog? You got matter of fact,
You can't clown, dog.
you
This
do. We
Bama's in
seen you
there like
clown
that.
Bamas
We
that make
seen
bad
Bama's in,
decisions.
but what we say? We just say, dog. The thing is, if I'm a clown, I'm a clown in love with like concern. Cause I'm like, dog, I don't want to see you catch an L. Like this youngin did this and moving like this, dog, she gonna put you in some mess. Like, I just don't want to see you get shot from a random Bama off the street because you moving with this drink. But once a Bama put a ring on it and say, nah, I'm gonna marry this drink, dog, you know how it go. It's just respect. It's like it's the ultimate rule. Like nobody gonna talk about nobody's wife on the drink on the like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna disrespect nobody's
Ain't
wife,
nothing you can
dog.
do.
Yeah, you
Nothing
just
you can
gotta
do.
stand out the way,
And so,
dog, and just let the train hit that bus on the tracks and just keep it moving. It's unfortunate, bro, but it just is what it is. And I'm sorry that it went down like that, but now you looking crazy out here. And he got the new youngin, and I'm sure she probably didn't even really want that smoke either. So yeah, I don't know, dog. Yeah. I don't know about that drink. That drink crazy. Uh on to some sports. What the Commanders about to do with Jason Terry McLaurin, dog?
they better sign him before camp.
They
This
gonna
should
give him
have
the
been done.
ninth. They should give him the ninth. First of all, to me, this is an easy deal, dog. You give him 93, 100, straight out the gate, make 70 of it guaranteed, and then he on $30 million for the year contract, though. That's it. Just do it. 30 a year. That put him right there in the top echelon of wide receivers. Where he belongs. I know people talking about, oh, you concerned about his age and stuff. The Bama's productive. You actually gonna get more. He's 30. He's 29. 29. But still, you bringing in talent. You brought in Debo. You brought in stuff to like preserve and extend the longevity of his career. As long as you add in pieces, he good. He good, dog. The Bama's a cooker.
He does everything right. Like
everything right.
You got to, and it's unfortunate when guys like him have to go through this to get paid. When they do everything right, everything right, everything right. So then when the Bama act like the other guys and just wild out, like I need my money and we beat the table, you can't really knock him because the guy like even Kendricks with the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
You see guys that do everything right, be a good example. When the team is trash, they still show up, do their job, and perform. But then they got to go through this and wait to get paid.
Bengals tripping, dog. Do you know they haven't signed their first round pick yet?
Yeah, they want to put language in there that no other rookie.
Come on, dog. What
they
is
got to
y'all
take
doing?
the team from these. They got to take the team from.
Dog, I just don't know. Like this is boneheaded. Like this is I don't know what kind. Like if you're a Scrooge McDuck, you don't need to own no football team, dog. Like I just. Yeah, them dudes, they need to be canceled, bro. Because they don't know what they're doing. They moving nefarious right now, and just it's no good. It's no good. Yeah. So Terry McLaurin, they go ahead and need to sign him. Be done with it. Saquon Barkley on the Madden cover. Is the Madden curse real, Aaron?
I just think football, like everybody's hurt at some point during the year, so it's almost like it's going to end up looking like a curse because it's
8 game minimal
healthy.
though, but 8 games. A lot of the Bama's in the curses. It'd be like 8 games that they miss. Like that's the little thing, or they just have a terrible season where they just look like some Bush.
Yeah, I don't expect him to look like Bush. The Eagles still loaded, so as long as he's healthy, I think he'll be fine. And he ran for over 2,000 yards last year. He had a big workload. And running back is one of the most difficult positions to play because you get beat on every possession. And he's injury prone, so it's just hard to say it's the curse. This man been hurt every year except last year.
That's a fact. Yeah. I think he is. It's the curse. He gonna be hurt this year.
Now, if he do get hurt, then we expect to get the division championship.
Oh yeah, they gotta get that automatic. Gotta get that. It's stamped if that happens. What do you think about this? So Cardi B out here twerking on Stephon Diggs.
My man.
Stephon Diggs, dog, he been doing this narrative his whole career.
He do it like it's supposed to be done, like a true.
Dog, I'm trying to figure out what does Cardi expect to get out of this though. Is this just the hot girl rebellion?
Yeah, it's a look. She won't feel like she upgraded from what she had, which is difficult when you dating in the.
But how you upgrade to being a single parent with
women
no husband?
Brains don't work like that.
It's not. You ain't upgrade to a husband.
Bigger star, but their brains don't connect. The synapses don't fire like that to like make that connection. She feel like, oh, this guy's a bigger star, so I got a bigger guy, bigger. He got more money. You know what I mean? Like the Bama's in the NFL, they make more money than what an artist would make. So she feels like she upgraded until he pop up with the next joint and kick her to the curb because that's his MO. Is the hit off the youngins. That's like
how long?
That's what he does.
Let's FanDuel this drink over or under 8 months. Over or under 8 months on this drink.
It depends on if she can tolerate how long she can tolerate him being him. Because it's a good look for him too. I don't know of any like super celebrities that he's been kind of paired up with in the media. So Cardi B's stardom.
Is it a good look for him? Because this drink's starting to like hurt.
That was the pink powder that was the issue. It wasn't the fact that he with Cardi B. But like if she can tolerate knowing that, he knocking them down left and right when she ain't
Uh-huh.
around, that she did it with Offset, so why not? Why not this?
Yeah.
Then I think it'll be fine. But if she start trying to slow him down, then that's when Bama start to get grumpy and look for reasons to get rid of you.
Mm. 8 months or less. What you going? Over or
I'm gonna
under?
go less.
Yeah, I'm going under 8 months, though. Yeah, easily going under 8 months. Um, Zion Williamson,
Goofball.
dog. Mariah Mills, his ex joint
Porn
he hit
star.
off, talking about Busby won't take her case, dog. If Busby don't take your case, dog, you ain't got.
Right.
Yo, first of all, did you see it? Did you see her video? Was she on the jump like sniffling and crying with the
No.
glasses on?
So I check out
Like
of
he
this.
did, like
The
he
stuff
did
that's
something
going on
to
like this in the culture, I stay far away from it. If it ain't got nothing to do with real estate, dog, I ain't paying no attention to it.
her. This Dre, I just happened to see the Dre scroll across my timeline. I don't go looking for this stuff. I promise you, people. That Dre show, I was like, oh my goodness, dog. This is the fakest acting, crying like video I ever seen in my life. Like anytime you wear glasses, but like the crying is manufactured. Like you can tell like it's bad acting. It's just really bad acting. Um, so yeah, it just Johnny out here wild, dog. These youngins is wild. Um, I do agree. I heard somebody say something. Was it Cameron Mace? But like basically, like if somebody is claiming that they, had been, assaulted, right? That they should be able to um like you're not getting no money. It should put the person in jail.
Criminal. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that they should
Being
handle all them
prosecuted like
cases like that, dog. Like ain't no
it'll
money
go away.
involved.
90% of it will go away.
Yeah, because if this is about money, all of them about money, dog. What can I get out of this drink? No damages, nothing. Like if you find the person found guilty, they do jail time, straight like that. All of this stuff would go away, dog. Because it's
But it's
all
not
about what
possible
people.
because you can't say there wasn't emotional damage like that. You can't just put parentheses around the statute like, oh, this got to
But it
go away.
don't. But if a regular Joe Schmo off the street do it, you can have emotional damages. They ain't gonna pay nothing. They gonna just go to jail. It's only because they have something to lose that comes into play. But
Or put a
I
cap on it where it's like you can only get $10,000 or something. You know what I mean? Where it's not worth the
yeah,
embarrassment to them. But they're not going to just completely take it out of the books. Where if Alabama really
okay,
doing that kind of stuff to you, you can't get no financial gain off of that. Because like for real victims, they should be able to have some type of compensation.
okay.
It's
So
just
what should it be? Should it just be
lie detectors. I think they need to make lie detectors admissible in civil court,
okay?
not criminal court, but civil court.
Okay. So if you're going after somebody and you're trying to get money,
If you say
then
they
lie
did this,
detector test should be a part of that
both of y'all
investigation.
take the test. If it's a double negative, meaning, or if it's like if you pass and he failed, meaning it's clearly a lie, then rake Obama through the coals, life in prison, and take all Obama bread. But if he passed and you fail as the accuser, he get all your bread and you go to jail for life.
What's the percentage on a lie detector test? What
It's pretty
percentage of lie
accurate
detector?
now. At this point, they can. It's I would say 100%. Unless you are really, really like demented in the mind where you believe, like it's a small percentage of people that could like beat a lie detector test at this point.
Okay.
And then that's why both people take it.
So
If it would
none of
happen
that stuff work like putting a needle pin in your leg to like
or
focus
taking
on the
Valium,
pain or stuff
nah,
like that
nah,
don't work.
because they got a bunch of different tails now. It's not just one thing.
Okay. Okay.
And the
Yeah.
police use it when they trying to decide if they want to like press charges or follow a lead. Like they get Bama's lie detectors, and if Obama pass, I mean if Obama fail, and they know he the guy, they gonna continue to like try to bury him. It's
Mhm,
just not admissible in court.
mhm. Okay. I'm with it, dog. I think there needs to be reform around it, especially like with all these athletes. Like, dog, just
It's a
lie
lot of stuff.
detector test.
like even just accusations about anything, not just sexual assault, like
Mhm,
any like this Bama did anything where you see people going on and intentionally trying to destroy
mhm,
people's lives, or even like fake news where they going on trying to slander immigrants and other
mhm.
like politicians. Put all these Bamas on lie detectors. If you lie, you pay. They'll stop. Everybody will stop. All the foolishness will stop.
Everybody was no, it'll all stop overnight.
What the
It'll
f?
it'll stop overnight, though. Uh Indiana Pacers, OKC Thunder. Who winning?
Okay, see. But if you want to make some bread,
OKC?
yeah, I think OKC.
I got OKC, dog. Pacers, I saw this joint that said everybody that the Pacers got, OKC got, but just a little bit better.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
I agree with that. I agree with that assessment. Yeah, I got OKC. I just think it's their time. I think Shy is a better, like making him the face of the league. I think it's just, they need somebody. And this Bama brought the
Tom
mid-range
Thibodeau
back.
just got fired.
What? Do you think he should have been fired?
I mean,
I thought I
he
thought
didn't
Tom
really do
Thibodeau
anything.
did. So I think he didn't do, like people say he be running his team into the ground. Yeah, he do. He do. But like, I mean, what's the alternative? Like, I, I just don't, where the Knicks went this year, I don't know which more you can ask for out of the Knicks, though. Did they have enough to win a championship?
I think they had enough to beat Indiana. I just think the strategy was horrible. Um, and then you know Tibbs overplays his play. Like everybody said that he just basically rolled the ball out there, and just like the starters go play
Mhm.
90% of the game, and you didn't. I don't know. You got Cat on the team. He's soft. I don't think you can point the finger directly at him as the main reason that they lost. Like it's not like they lost to a sorry team, but they were a higher seed. So it's just New York fans borderline delusional anyway. They're the Dallas Cowboy fans of the NBA. So when stuff don't go the way they feel like it should go, which is apparently championship, even though they haven't won. And
Who they gonna bring in?
I don't think sometimes when you got radical fan bases, that's not the answer. The answer is like they're angry and they want to see
Somebody
change.
got to pay.
Right.
Somebody got to pay. I
And
just,
apparently they wasn't gonna get rid of Cat. So like at that point, what do? Run it back next year?
yeah. No, they shouldn't. I mean, the fact that they were here is like, I think they should be happy. They should be elated that they got to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, yeah, they should be because they haven't been in what 30 years, maybe more.
Yeah, they
I
get.
don't know where the entitlement comes from, but that fan base.
They made some moves over in the last couple of all seasons. They got Mikal Bridges. They got Cat. Like they made some moves to put themselves in a position to be competitive and really have a shot. And I felt like they played as good as you could expect them to play. Though it's hard to win a championship in any professional sports. I mean, I just think that people being upset at the Knicks, like to me, that's just stupid. These dudes play pretty well to get to the point that they got to. I mean, they beat the Celtics, which I didn't really have them doing. I mean, I know when Jason Tatum went down, that changed everything. But again, like you got over a hill that you didn't get over the year before. You made strides in progression. Like, I mean, I don't think that's Tibbs' fault. I mean, you kind of know what you're getting with Tibbs. If anything, this whole new changes may cause the team to regress. So I don't know, bro. I don't think that was the right move. Even though I'm not actually a fan of Tibbs to be like, oh, he's this you know best coach in the world, all like that. Like I don't feel that way about him, but I mean, I'm kind of like if you got something that's working, like it's not like they didn't go as far as they went the previous year. They went further than they
Yeah.
went last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect? And then when you get to this games, it's 50-50 anyway, because all the teams are good. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you got beat by a team that just what like, inferior to you.
So,
Yeah,
but a
you
lot of
got
times in these postseasons, it's not necessarily about blaming the coach as much as they go into these off-season meetings like, okay, what do we need to do for next year? And Tibbs might have a strongly different opinion from what the GM is thinking. Like he might be saying, "Man, cat's off. We gotta get a cat." Like, nah, we need to run it back. We just need to make this. And if your philosophy about what to do going forward is drastically different, then somebody gotta go.
yeah, I guess, dog. I guess. But I think if you go to your star players, you gotta
They gotta
I
sign
think
off on that too.
that's what I'm saying. Because I would think you got to go to Brunson and be like, hey, we think about letting Tibbs go. Like, boom. Nah, y'all can't do that. We just blah, blah, blah. Like, that doesn't happen unless you go to him and he be like, man, that Batman be doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it could be that too. It could be that too. But yeah, that's crazy. Breaking news. Breaking news. Uh Derik Queen, they got him projected as the 10th best prospect in this year's draft.
Please take him
I
with.
They're on hard drugs. This Batman's better than
I
he's
might
my
take him number one. If you take
dog.
the whiteness off of Cooper Flag, I would take Queen number one.
The Bama Queen has the elite skill set.
He like
Bama not
Jokic.
super. He like Jokic. Bama can pass. Like, okay, let's just break it down like this. Let's say we got category 1 means you a scrub, 10 means you elite, right? At the different categories. Ball handling, about a 6-7. But he can handle it for a big. So I'm giving him like 7 ball handling skills. Shooting ability, he like a 7. Mid-range, 3, but a 7 for a big playing 6'9" center. That's really good. That's really good. Dog, IQ 9. Court
Playmaking
vision
ability, 9.
9. Playmaking 10. Like clutch 9. All the things that matter, he's elite at. And then those things that he's not, I would say the greatest, the Bama can develop. And like he's shown the ability to like improve. So to me, he's a top 5 prospect in this year's draft. And anybody, if he dropped down to 10, if the Wizards have him,
If he was European, he would be in conversation to be the number one pick. Like if he came
easy.
from Europe, white skin, and they looked at him like one of those Europeans, and that's why he plays that way, it would be looked at completely different. And if
No,
he
they got
falls to the Wizards, they better not be idiots. You better run to the table with the card, and it better say Derik Queen.
dog. Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, we talked about them. Y'all can't have 2 freshman Bamas who going top 10 and 18 was trash. Get them out of here. VJ Edgecombe from Baylor, he's solid, but 6'4"?
No, we don't need no more of that.
Nah, bro. Trey Johnson, I like Trey Johnson. I think he a cooker for Texas. He can play. Con Canoopel, he'll be out the league in 3 years, dog. That Bama he's just the average Duke player that Bama size because he Duke. But that Bama ain't nobody special. After that, the rest of the Bama's, you can just scratch them off the list, dog. Derik Queen is my next guy. But I got him in front of those guys, honestly. I think it's Cooper Flag, then I think
And
it's
then
Derik
Derik
Queen.
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, straight like that. So we'll see how that pans out. We'll see how that pans out. But yeah. So you saw early on, Shador's numbers look right, dog.
We knew that. He the
That
best
Bama was
quarterback in the building.
cooking. First open practice, Bama was 7 for 9, 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs. 78%, Aaron.
Sam Darnold, 3 INTs.
Get him out of here.
Out of here.
Dog, when they gonna learn?
They
When
won't,
they gonna learn, dog?
but it'll make us look like genius into perpetuity, though, because they stubborn, they hard headed.
Yeah, this joints. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, bro. I mean, that's pretty much it for this week. I mean, we missing anything else?
Is Aaron Rodgers going to sign to the Steelers? They still don't have a quarterback.
Uh, I mean, I, I don't know, dog. See, this is the thing with Aaron Rodgers. As the time goes on, right? Aaron Rodgers gets more and more. What do you call it? Authority, or what do you call? Uh, like his
Leverage.
demands, leverage. Yes. As time goes on, this Bama just gets more and more leverage to dictate things. And I think from the team's aspect, like if I'm the Steelers right now, at this point, we not getting Aaron Rodgers, though. Screw Aaron Rodgers. We're gonna just go with the young boy we drafted and Holland, whatever the Bama name is, and just we're just gonna rock that way, dog. It's just gonna it might be a bad season. We're just gonna have to do the best we can with what we got. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, if you bring Aaron Rodgers on, dog, this Bama, he want players to be brought in to the team that he could. He probably gonna be wanting to do his scheme, and he gonna feel emboldened because he feels like the Steelers are more desperate in the situation, and they're gonna have to cater. And so when he comes in and talk, I want these things. He's gonna be like putting his demands on the table, and I don't think an organization really wants to do that, but when you are worried about the product that you put out on the field and the fan base, and you like trying to appease them, you make those concessions. And right now, it looked like he got all the cachet in his pocket. And that's probably why he hasn't signed yet, because some things that he's saying he wants as a part of his deal, they probably are like not wanting to agree with. But as the time ticks, what options do you have?
I think when you go into OTAs and you start to get reminded of how trash your quarterback room really is, it may end up making him feel like he has even more leverage.
Yeah, dog.
Or is this media made up? Like, is the plan to just rock with what you got and it's not even a thing? Like, they're not even seriously considering bringing him in? It's like, it's just no way to know.
I think they have been talking with him. I think they have been inquiring and trying to figure out what it would take to get him there. And I just think that he probably gave them a list of demands, and he probably was like, yeah, like they probably were like, well, if they probably try to hardball up front, like, because what would you want if you the Steelers organization? You'd be like, hey, look, the McAfee joint, you gotta chill out on that joint. We're not trying to bring in any of your peoples. We're not trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's how you probably going to approach it if you the organization. And then he probably like, well, I'll just wait. That's probably how he said, I'll just wait. And then they're like, okay. And then they probably looked at the market and they probably you know, had in their mind, like, if all those fails, we'll go this route and we'll do this. But we just want to kind of explore all the options first. And then they probably came back and he probably was like, yeah, you know what? I know we were talking about that before, but now I probably want this, this, and this. And they're like, what? We're not going to do that. You're like, okay, all right. Well, at least y'all guys know you got my number. Just let me know when y'all ready to talk. Boo, boo, boo. And then they probably went away again and said, well, we're going to see what we have and blah, blah, blah. And then now they back to the drawing board trying to figure it out. It's bad management on the Steelers' part because he should have already been on the team. Or this is another scenario. They know how he is around training camp and mandatory and all that stuff. And they probably was like, well, we'll just wait until all that's kind of like passed. So we don't have that as a talking point with camp, because that's a camp story. Oh, he wasn't here for OTAs and he wasn't here for this and he wasn't here for that. Like, how people like to talk. And he probably just said, I'm not going to be there for that. Like, I'm not coming to that. I'm going on a vacation, end of July. I'm going here, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, all right, we'll talk to you after all of that.
So I don't know what the policy is on giving out playbooks. Like, okay, you don't want to come to any of that, but do you know the offense? Like, is the OC somebody that he's been paired with before in his career? It's just you put yourself up against the wall with showing up to an NFL team during training camp
Arthur
with
Smith.
no playbook. I don't believe Arthur Smith has been a OC anywhere he's been before.
Yeah, I mean, let me see. Yeah,
Maybe the Bama's not playing, and the media just been making this up because there's been no stories really floating around this offseason. Till that pink powder showed up on that boat.
I don't know, bro. Nope, they haven't been anywhere together before. Yeah, maybe it is all like, I mean, maybe it's just I don't know, but yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see. Dylan Gabriel about to get cut, though. You think the Browns gonna cut him?
No, they won't prove a point.
What's the point? He's sorry?
You know, dog, we've seen them derail entire franchises 4 or 5 years to prove they weren't wrong with the pick. So until the GM get fired, or whoever's idea was to just not take Shador when they should have taken him, they probably gonna ride it out because it
No.
becomes a wasted third round pick.
Yeah, but you wasted it anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm always a believer of like, sometimes when you recognize you made a mistake, the best thing is just to turn around and go back. Don't keep going forward with the wrong mistake. This joint dumb. Follow us at OSS 980, Other Side of Sports. Shout out Wiz Buffy. Shout out Lance J. Shout out Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out Jeremy John. I seen Jeremy John the other day. Kids big did a mug. I'm like, bro, how your kids get so big, bro? Yeah, he doing good. Yeah, so yeah, that's the show. Comment, subscribe, share the content. We out.